He dabbed his hand with wet paint and gently smeared it on the side of the shoe. At that moment, Adidas's iconic three-stripe logo was born. The reason he did this was because his brother had just founded a brand called Puma. Few people know that 100 years ago, Adidas and Puma were once one company. In 1924, Adidas was just an ordinary shoemaker. He spent all day in the backyard developing his own athletic shoes, but he didn't sell a single pair. In others' eyes, he was a fool without any achievements. Except for his brother Rudy. Rudy was the sales manager at a factory. He exuded an aura of success. Whenever someone spoke badly of his brother, he would stand up for him. He was the only person who supported his brother, but as time went on, even Adidas began to doubt himself. He once dreamed of world-class athletes wearing his shoes while standing on the podium, but now it seemed that no one needed his athletic shoes anymore. That's when Rudy stepped up. He quit his manager job and started a business with his brother. Adidas only needed to focus on making his shoes, while Rudy was responsible for selling them. The next day, the two brothers founded the Dazzler Shoe Factory together. This was the predecessor of Adidas, but soon they ran into trouble. Due to the First World War, Germany's defeat led to economic recession. Many shoe factories went bankrupt. Banks refused to lend money to the brothers, and people at that time believed that shoes should be sturdy and durable, while Adidas athletic shoes were very lightweight, but would break after being worn a few times. Due to the economy at the time, no one would buy shoes specifically for sports. As the brothers left the bank, Adidas was very discouraged, but Rudy told him, "You just focus on making shoes. I'll handle the money." The next day, Rudy drove a car full of athletic shoes. To the town's stadium, people were curious and came to try them on. Rudy told them the rubber studs on the sole were for better slip resistance. The elastic leather was for more comfort during exercise. As the older brother, Rudy knew how much effort his brother had put into this. That day, before Rudy returned home, he sold all 273 pairs of shoes he had brought. As the brothers' shoes slowly became famous, Rudy put up advertisements on the street. He wanted to recruit more workers. On one hand, it was to increase production. On the other hand, Adidas began designing new athletic shoes. However, using softer materials created new problems, so he came up with a very good idea, using his brother's Mercedes tires, gluing them to the soles to increase traction. But even with this improvement, the shoe quality still fell short of expectations, resulting in many more returns. This time, Rudy couldn't wait. He insisted that his brother continue making the old style of athletic shoes. Those new styles weren't what customers needed. After saying this, he turned and left. Adidas was a bit surprised, because as far as he could remember, this was their first argument. What he didn't know was that such disputes would continue to happen in the future. A few years later, all German athletes were wearing Adidas shoes. The brothers' business was booming.